Some of these players get it. Some of them do get it. I feel like we're asking for a lot. I know we deserve it, but at the same time, it's kind of like we're kind of getting greedy. We're doing a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially entered the nightmare scenario. For months, we have been tracking the slow-motion car crash that is the WNBA collective bargaining agreement negotiations. But today, the car didn't just crash, it exploded. We have received intelligence from multiple sources confirming that the talks have totally collapsed. The bridge between the billionaire owners and the millionaire players has been burned to the ground. But amidst the smoke and the fury, two distinct storylines are emerging that paint a terrifying picture of the league's future. The first is the sheer, unadulterated panic spreading through the locker rooms among the rank-and-file players, the women who do not have shoe deals, who do not have commercials, and who are currently texting their agents in a state of terror saying, "We can't afford this." And the second storyline, the one that should send shivers down the spine of every WNBA executive, is the report that Caitlyn Clark has effectively walked out. Now, she hasn't quit the league, but she has emotionally and strategically separated herself from the toxic leadership of the players' union. She has looked at the incompetence, she has looked at the ego-driven suicide mission led by the old guard, and she has decided to protect her own brand rather than go down with the ship. We are watching the disintegration of the WNBA in real time, and it is a tragedy of Shakespearean proportions.
There was quoted as saying, "I feel like we're asking for a lot. I know we deserve it, but at the same time, it's kind of like we're getting greedy. We're doing a lot of asking. I feel like we need a lot of doing." Whoa, whoa. But whoever this is, blasted the...
Let's start with the panic, because this is the human cost of the union's arrogance. The headlines are dominated by Breanna Stewart and Nneka Ogwumike threatening a strike, talking about knowing their worth and standing on business. But the reality on the ground is heartbreaking. We have audio of veteran player Azura Stevens casually mentioning that she is financially prepared for a strike and that she plans to enjoy her summer. Must be nice, right? Must be nice to treat a labor stoppage like a vacation in the Hamptons. But in the very same breath, we are hearing from players like Sug Sutton, players on the bubble, players who rely on that $70,000 or $80,000 check to pay their rent and feed their families. They are admitting on the record that they cannot weather the storm. They are terrified. This is the dirty little secret of the WNBA labor war. It is a class war. It is the 1% of the league, the players with the massive endorsements and the equity in the new unrivaled league, willing to sacrifice the livelihoods of the 99% just to prove a point to the owners.
The next one, I'm done a good job about saving up. Just in case that scenario does happen, I'm super casual. So yeah, I'm fortunate enough to be in a bad position. This person right here says basically it'll kill them. Quote, "It would impact me immensely. It's my job, so it would be a big deal." Now
The phrase, "we can't afford this," is becoming the rallying cry of the silent majority. These players are looking at the offer the owners put on the table. A salary cap increase to $5 million, average salaries jumping to over $500,000, guaranteed housing for 3 years, and they are screaming, "Take the deal." To a player making the minimum, a jump to $500,000 isn't a negotiation tactic, it is life-changing wealth. It is buy your mama house money. And yet their union representatives, the people sworn to protect them, are rejecting it. Why? Because Breanna Stewart wants 30% of the gross revenue. She wants a bigger slice of the Caitlyn Clark pie. The greed at the top is starving the players at the bottom, and the panic is turning into anger. We are on the verge of a mutiny within the union itself.
Be in a good position. It would impact me immensely. It's my job, so it would be a big deal. Someone else said, "I'm pretty set up off the court, so it would."
And this brings us to Caitlyn Clark and the walkout. You have to understand Caitlyn's position here. She is the economy. She is the reason the owners are even offering millions of dollars. Without her, the TV deal is a fraction of what it is. Without her, the charter flights disappear. She knows this, and she also knows that the union leadership resents her. They have spent 2 years hazing her, fouling her, and freezing her out. So why would she let them dictate her financial future? The reports of her walking out or distancing herself from the union's hardline stance are the smartest move she could make. She is effectively saying, "I am not going to let your jealousy destroy my momentum." While the union is issuing threats, Caitlyn is on NBC analyzing the NBA. She is shooting commercials. She is building an empire that is independent of the WNBA's dysfunction. Her walkout is a signal to the fans and the sponsors. I am ready to play, but I am not responsible for this mess.
The meaning behind your name, but at the same time, it's kind of like, hey, think about us. I know you guys are top earners, but at the end of the day, you also need us. There could be no league. That's a play.
The collapse of the talks wasn't an accident, it was a choice. The owners put a historic deal on the table. A deal that would have made the WNBA the highest-paying women's team sport league in the world, pound for pound, and the union rejected it because of a philosophical disagreement about gross revenue versus net revenue. Let me explain this simply because it is where the delusion lies. The union wants 30% of every dollar that comes in before expenses. That means if the league makes $1, the players get 30 cents, and the owners have 70 cents left to pay for the arenas, the travel, the marketing, the insurance, the staff, and the taxes. It is mathematically impossible to run a business that way. No other league does it. The NBA players get a split of basketball-related income after certain expenses. The WNBA union knows this. They know their demand is a poison pill. They know the owners can't say yes. So why ask for it? Because they want to strike. They want to be martyrs. They want to be the faces of a struggle, even if that struggle bankrupts their own teammates.
Am I retarded? Yeah, no. I'm just leaving money sitting there. These players aren't going to be okay with that. They're going to sit back and they're going to lean back in their chairs and they're going to go, we're leaving 5 times the amount of money on the table right now? What am I doing?
Sophie Cunningham, the Phoenix Mercury star, said it best in a recent podcast. We are the laughingstock of sports right now. Think about how damning that is. A current player, a recognizable face, calling her own league a joke. She sees what we see. She sees the unprofessionalism. She sees the subtweeting. She sees the lack of decorum. When you have an opportunity to secure generational wealth, you don't go on Twitter and post clown emojis. You sit in a room and sign the paper. The laughingstock comment proves that the players are not united. There is a faction of players who just want to hoop, who just want to grow the game, and who are sick and tired of the political theater. But their voices are being drowned out by the old guard who control the narrative. Let's talk about the unrivaled conspiracy, because you cannot tell this story without it. Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, the leaders of the union, are also the founders of a rival 3-on-3 league called Unrivaled. This league launches soon. It needs viewers, it needs attention. Is it a coincidence that the WNBA labor talks are collapsing right now? Is it a coincidence that a WNBA strike would leave a massive void in the basketball calendar that Unrivaled could fill? It is a massive conflict of interest. Imagine if Patrick Mahomes started his own football league and then, as the union rep, convinced the NFL players to go on strike. The federal government would investigate that. But in the WNBA, it's just business as usual. The players who are panicking, the Suggs Suttons of the world, are starting to realize that they are pawns in Breanna Stewart's business plan. They are being used as leverage to prop up a rival league, and if they lose their WNBA salaries in the process, well, that's just the cost of doing business for the elites. The "we can't afford this" text messages are real. The fear is real. Most WNBA players do not have millions in the bank. They play overseas to make ends meet, but the new CBA rules make that harder. They rely on the WNBA salary. If the season is delayed by 2 months, that is 2 months of missed rent. If the season is canceled, that is a year of lost income that they can never get back. And for what? For a 30% gross revenue split that might yield an extra $10,000 5 years from now? It is bad math. It is bad leadership. And it is cruel. And what about the fans? We are the ones who lose the most. We invested our time, our money, and our passion into this league because of Caitlyn Clark. We were promised a revolution. And now the league is telling us, sorry, we're closed for business because we can't agree on how to split the money you gave us. It is insulting. If the 2026 season is canceled, the casual fans will leave. They will go back to the NBA. They will go watch college basketball. They will not wait around for a league that doesn't respect them. Caitlyn Clark knows this. That is why she is distancing herself. She knows that you cannot take the fans for granted. She knows that the Caitlyn Clark effect is a wave, and if you don't ride it, it will crash and wash you away. The scenario we are facing is a nuclear winter for women's basketball. If the strike happens, the TV partners Disney, Amazon, NBC will have the right to renegotiate or void their contracts. The billions of dollars that were promised could vanish overnight. The owners who have subsidized this league for 30 years of losses might finally decide to cut their losses. They could lock the doors and say, fine, you want to run the league? Go ahead, buy it from us. and the players wouldn't be able to afford the electric bill for one arena. The entitlement of the union leadership is blinding them to the fragility of their situation. They think they are indispensable, but as the host of the Source video pointed out, if they strike, the owners could bring in replacement players to play with Caitlyn Clark, and the ratings would probably be just as high. That is the harsh reality. The fans are here for the stars, not the union. So as we watch Caitlyn Clark walk out of the madness and focus on her own career, we should applaud her. She is the only adult in the room. She is the only one acting like a professional CEO of her own brand. And as we hear the whispers of the panicked players saying, "We can't afford this," we should amplify their voices. We should demand that the union leadership listen to the majority, not just the wealthy minority. The WNBA is at a crossroads. One path leads to unprecedented prosperity, charter flights, and global fame. The other path leads to a picket line, an empty bank account, and a closed sign on the arena door. The union is currently sprinting down the wrong path, and unless they turn around immediately, they are going to drag the entire sport off the edge of the world. The panic is real, the collapse is here, and the only question left is, will anyone survive the crash?